I'd like to take a few moments to address the idea of reincarnation. This is not incarnation, God becoming flesh, God becoming man, but reincarnation. When a soul comes back and enters a newborn of another being, based on how it lived its previous life, based on its actions or karma. And since the idea comes from Hinduism, I would like to read from the Hindu scriptures as we begin. Hinduism has taught the doctrine of reincarnation for many thousands of years. And one of the ancient scriptures is the Upanishads. And reading from the Chandogya Upanishad, we find this. Those who are of pleasant conduct here meaning in this earthly life, this human life, the prospect is indeed that they will enter a pleasant womb, either the womb of a Brahman, or the womb of a Kshatriya, or the womb of a Vaishya. But those who are of a stinking conduct here, the prospect is indeed that they will enter a stinking womb of a dog, or the womb of a swine, or the womb of an outcast. Let me explain this. If we live right, we will move up the ladder. We'll be reborn at a higher social level. In this case, he says the womb of a Brahman. Now, the Brahman is the high class. That's the upper class, the priestly class of Hinduism. Or maybe not there, but he says the womb of a Kshatriya, meaning your mother will be from the warrior class. Or maybe the class below that, the Vaishya, the merchant class. But if your conduct is not good, here the Upanishads use the word stinking, you could be reborn as a dog, or a pig, or even worse, an outcast. That is what the Indians call the untouchables, the Dalit, the lowest social level, which is below dog and pig. Well, that's a pretty concise statement. We don't live just once. We come back. And we can move up the ladder or we can move down. And we will live an incredibly long series of lives. And ultimately, the goal is to escape this cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Again, our status and body we inhabit in the next life depends on conduct in the present life. Our karma, our actions, determining the level at which we're reborn. But eventually, Hinduism teaches that all souls, all of them will graduate, will keep on the whole moving up until soul becomes one with the world soul. Atman becomes one with Paramatman. Like a drop of water going back to the ocean, individual existence disappears. And so really, there's no you, there's no me at the end of this cycle. But in the meantime, we will come back. Of course, in Hinduism, it's not normally believed people remember what they experienced in the previous life. But when I meet people who have confidence in reincarnation, it just makes me suspicious. People will say, well, in my previous life, I was Alexander the Great. Oh, really? You were Alexander the Great too? So was the guy over there. Or maybe a woman says, well, I was Cleopatra. I was Nefertiti. People never say, oh, I was a nobody. All I did was sweep the streets in a rural town in China. No one knew my name. No one claims that.